Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here. This is your Planning Outlook video on Tuesday the 21st of August. Now some decidedly colder air will move in across the country for the rest of this week into the weekend as well, with temperatures on the highest Scottish summits only just above freezing point. A rather changeable story continuing with showers or some longer periods of rain in there. I'm going to work on it being mixed into early next week, but then higher pressure looks like wanting to build with some fairer weather heading towards the start of September. Just to look at those temperatures first of all, and this chart is the 850 millibar level. That's at around 4,500 to 5,000 feet in the atmosphere, so just a bit higher than the highest Scottish top, so you can maybe nudge the temperatures up a degree or so based on what we see here. But it tells us that useful story, and it's guessed the position of the cold front first of all. This is for Wednesday, middle of the day. It will be lying somewhere across northern England and edging into Wales, with much cooler air than following across Scotland as we go through the days ahead. Only just above freezing point then on the highest tops, Ben Nevis and in the Cairngorm range through the next few days, and that'll be the same into the weekend as well, with the air originating from Greenland throughout this period. And even overnight temperatures in the valleys and the glens will drop cold. Temperatures low enough for some ground frost then in the valleys, so just be aware of that if you are camping this weekend. That's going to be the order of things right the way through. A little bit variable from night to night depending on clear skies, but that risk is there nevertheless. These are the synoptic charts then, and there's the cold front during Wednesday sinking southwards. It's a day of low cloud and rain and drizzle across West Wales, across into the Western Pennines, the Lake District, initially in southwest Scotland too, but that front should clear with cloud bases lifting. Just a few showers coming into the West and Northwest Highlands where the tops may well stay covered in cloud through the day, but some breaks should develop across the central and eastern Highlands. Gusty winds ahead of that front will just turn briefly northwesterly behind it, and then it's back to west or southwesterlies across the Highlands. Now, quite a complicated looking chart into Thursday. Basically the whole country in fresher air as what's left of a cold front clears the southeast of England. Further north it's a story of sunshine and showers. Don't take the position of that occluded front too literally, but it might just be there's some organisation in there for a time across Scotland and northern England. Really, showers spreading from the west, becoming more frequent through the day, more widespread and extensive into eastern regions as the time goes on. Some heavy bursts with some hail, some thunder possible, and with sleet and some wet snow, yes, on some highest tops in Scotland. Showers a bit more scattered across South Pennines and Wales through the day. Feeling cool though with that westerly wind, gusty around showers. Now, a strong breeze is around into Friday with a noticeable wind chill where exposed on the higher tops. A day of sunshine and heavy showers, those extending inland from western mountains in the morning to become pretty extensive in the middle of the day and the afternoon. Heavy bursts with some hail, some thunder, and again, yes, that risk of sleet or wet snow, temporarily at least, on the highest tops in Scotland. Now, what's not shown so much here is what might just be developing off toward the west. A bit of a tangle going on over the Atlantic with various fronts, so I'm not going to show any more of these charts because I think the confidence is very low running into the weekend. What is starting to develop, though, is a frontal system edging towards Ireland, and that's critical into Saturday. So let's try and explain things using these charts. We'll have to be a bit suitably vague at this stage with details because that's all I think we can really get out of the weather picture just at this stage. This then is going to be in 24-hour steps. Now, starting off with midnight beginning Thursday, and it's this feature just over the far side of the Atlantic that's the cause for concern and complications as we go forwards. Let's skip that on 24 hours to the start of Friday. It's a developing feature. It's got some warm and tropical air mixed in. That's interacting with a trough of colder air coming off Greenland, and it's that interaction zone that then really produces complications into Friday night and Saturday. As we start Saturday, broadly, a trough of low pressure is across the country. What's important is whether that develops a more organised area of low pressure as that trough passes eastwards. It could just be, for Saturday, it's another story of sunshine and showers and feeling rather cool. That, I think, is a given at the very least, but there could be some more persistent, widespread organised rain if that trough does really wind itself up with some fronts. So much to play for yet with that one, and all the computer models will handle it differently. All the forecasts you see on apps or on the TV will yet chop and change, so don't yet trust absolute detail. Expect our forecast just to express low confidence, at least for another day or so yet. By the time we go through into the start of Sunday, what looks likely is that low pressure system will move away towards the Low Countries into Central Europe, and a ridge of high pressure will start to build from the west, which gives some hope for a decent day on Sunday. A chilly start as skies clear, but a brighter day in prospect. If the timing is all right, then Sunday daytime looks like the better of the weekend. Fronts, though, are starting to come back in from the Atlantic. The next area of low pressure starting to nudge in, so particularly as we go through into Monday, it may well be that changeable west-southwesterlies are back in, wind strengthening, some rain coming on to western mountains in particular. Timing again, though, is important as to how many places will see rain by Monday. And just briefly to move that on through next week, it's low pressure towards the north with west or southwesterlies, some wind and rain across northern Britain, drier and brighter further south for England and Wales, and eventually with time, high pressure wants to start to build from the Azores as we go towards the later part of next week. As we close out August, the high builds increasingly across the country. We might still have to watch for things just coming off the Atlantic to interfere with Scotland, but for many, things becoming more settled with some fair late summer weather on the cards. And that's the general theme going into the first week of September. A ridge of high pressure extending in from the Azores. This chart shows the pressure anomalies averaged out over a whole week, and it shows higher than average pressures are in, which gives generally drier and warmer conditions. We might just have to watch the presence of lower pressure skirting the north of Scotland, which might bring some spoilers for some patchy rain and stronger winds at times. But for many, it looks an optimistic picture into the start of September. So we'll leave it there for today. Keep right up to date every day with the text forecasts updated on the Mountain Weather website, and we'll have the video updated for you again on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.